There we go, persuasive speech. I can still remember riding on the back of a rickshaw through the winding streets of Calcutta, India, the colors bouncing through the colorful patterns of saris onto the brightly colored buildings, through the foliage spilling over into our path and onto our cheeks, red from the heat and excitement. The feeling of being in a new place where you've never been before is like nothing else. It's the feeling of jumping off a cliff, breaking into a sprint, and seeing an old friend for the first time all at once. No one should go through life without experiencing something so beautiful as that. As Mark Twain said in his book Innocents Abroad, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people are in sorely need of that. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one corner of the earth all one's life. I could not say a more true statement myself. Traveling expands our minds to see things in ways we would have never imagined. It is an experience that cannot be replaced by anything else. I've been blessed to travel quite a bit already. After graduating high school, I chose to take a gap year and travel with 20 other students to 3 different countries for 9 months. We spent the time in Nicaragua, Thailand, and Kenya, investing in the community and in the people and truly experiencing the culture. Without this, I don't know who I would be today. I wouldn't be the same bold person, strong and confident and adventurous that I am. Now, when I say travel, I don't just mean vacation. US Today actually published an article where they talked about the difference between vacation and travel. And they explained vacation as an escape from reality, while travel as a journey of cultural immersion that changes one's mind. This is the travel I'm talking about, that changes who we are and the community around us in deep ways. Today I want to convince you of the importance of travel, the value that it has in your personal life and in the community around you, and convince you yourself to take a trip, to take the step and make the move. I can tell that all of you value education because you're currently enrolled in classes today, but you might never have thought of travel as a form of education. However, it is one of the most wholesome views of education that we have. The Association of American Colleges and Universities described experiential education as having value far beyond building the kind of social, school, and work practical expertise that are important for professionally oriented programs. In fact, experiential education can lead to more powerful academic learning. Travel is one of the best ways to gain this experiential education. It immerses us into each subject, into history, geography, sociology, and even into language. For example, Science Today published an article talking about the importance of immersion while language learning. We can actually, as adults, develop the same processes as a native language speaker, but only through immersion. This level of expertise in a new language cannot be acquired in a classroom. These are skills that you would learn through travel that would never be gained through a classroom. Not only is travel beneficial for academic learning, but also for personal development. Every experience in our life builds a new character into us, and the experiences that we gain through travel are unlike nothing that we would ever gain in our home. It puts us outside of our comfort zone, outside of the community that we grew up in, and in situations that build and change us. Through simple things like navigating a new city and a new language, to deep heart issues of having to face people that are unlike us and understanding their culture. Before I traveled, I would have described myself completely different than I would today. I would have described myself as a girly girl that didn't like to get dirty, that was safe in her comfort zone and pretty happy with the norm. But after traveling, I discovered that I loved to walk down the streets on a dirt road barefoot, to play with kids that were covered in dirt, and to experience life and all the adventures it had to offer. I thrived in the new situations that were unexpected. It taught me to be bold and courageous, to face problems with determination and never give up. Travel makes well-rounded people in their personal lives, but also in how they view the world. We are limited by our community and our culture in the way that we view others. Though we have access to media and the internet in ways like never before, which we can read and interact with people from other countries, it becomes a breeding ground for misunderstanding and judgment because we can't build true, deep relationships. But through travel, we can build those relationships where we see people for who they are and what they've experienced and understand where they come from. Hatred is bred from ignorance. Travel is the enemy of ignorance because it enlightens us to those true circumstances that people are living in. Aziz Abu Sarah, a Palestinian peace activist, has an interesting take on what it should take to stop the conflict in Israel and Palestine. What his organization does is he brings tourists from other countries and takes them on tours through Palestine and Israel, led by tour guides from each country, giving them a holistic view of the controversy and letting them have one-on-one interactions with the people of each nation, building relationships that bridge judgment, religious, political, and all boundaries. This is a beautiful union that happens when people are united and see that everyone is so much more, has so much more in common than they think. That people are united by a deep love for the people around them. That we just can't understand cultures unless we've been there many times. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are sitting here thinking, yeah, that sounds nice, but it's not realistic. How can I travel? How can I make that happen? But as we see again and again, what we're passionate about, what we believe in, we don't let anything stand in our way. If you catch this travel bug and see how amazing it is, you'll never regret it. There are so many ways that you can travel for cheap. There's study abroad programs while you're in college and ways that you can work and travel through volunteer work, through programs such as woofing, where you trade work on farms for free room and board, or other study programs like teaching English abroad, where you can actually earn money while experiencing culture. All it takes is the steps. It takes saying yes, making a budget, making a plan, setting goals, and making it happen. Don't take no for an answer. Because though you might regret never traveling, you will never regret the experience you have while traveling. You won't regret the person you become, the people you see, or the beauty around you. Thank you.